Zoe, I thought yesterday was a massive step forward for the New England Patriots, both from a coaching perspective and quarterback perspective.
Wow.
I think yesterday was the kind of day that you look at, and you can look at it one of two ways. You could say, the Chicago Bears are a dead-ass team. They didn't want to be there. They played like they didn't want to be there. They played like a team that doesn't believe in their coaching, and they sucked. And that is true. And I don't blame you if you think that's why the Patriots won this game. I don't blame you for thinking that. But I felt like yesterday you saw a rookie quarterback who made a bad mistake, threw a bad pick, really bad one, the one that you look at and say, what was he looking at there? How did he not see how that was playing out? And then at the end of the first half, have a stretch over, I have it right here, I have my game book right here, so from 7:17 on the clock until the end of the first half, you saw a team that had their act together. That really did. That went on that long drive to score, to take the lead in the game. On a touchdown to Jalen Polk at the end of that drive, to at the end of the half, getting down with 35 seconds, getting the clock down to 1 second to go when they were able to spike the ball and get up to the line and have their act together and spike it and get 3 more before halftime. That 7-minute and 17-second stretch, you should look at and say, all right, it's coming together here.
That 16-second one, that was the most impressive thing for me because we practiced that. Normally that's a 17-second runoff. If you hit a big play down the field and you have no timeouts, you got about 17 seconds in totality to either run your field goal team on or clock it. I'm like, it was in the middle of the field. I'm like, he's not going to get it off. They got it off. So that tells me, hey, we're going to run this play. But guys, if we hit it and I go middle of the field, get your asses down there. Get your asses down there because we got to clock it. We don't have a lot of time. So he hits it, and next thing you know, they're flying down there. Not only were they flying down there, one of the Bears was loafing, and you got his ass.
Yep.
You got his ass on being offsides, which got you another 5 yards closer to kick. Like you double whammied them on that. That's talking about having your ducks in order.
And was it a fire drill?
Was it a fire drill?
No, not even close.
Very, very composed.
Cool, calm, collected, composed.
And I'm
whatever
watching
word
it.
you want.
Yeah, because they burned one of the timeouts. I'm like, you burned the timeout there. You're going to want that one in your pocket. Because I'm like, here we go, another mismanagement at the end of the first half. It turned, and that's the point it turned. I'm with you on that. This final, that 7-minute stretch here. And growth. I saw growth yesterday. I saw routes that weren't run all year. Now we're starting to incorporate those tight ends on those deep drags. Like, here we go. Saw a little bit of that in the preseason. We had different angles of bubble screens, off play action, stuff we haven't seen. They said, you know what? We're going to die with the young guys. Kendrick Bourne, you had a bunch of catches last week. You caught the ball. It was okay. But you know what? We got to figure out what we're doing with these young guys. And we got to get them going. And, man, they tried to get them going. There was stuff like the pop on some of those spot routes. They haven't run that all year. I saw different runs. I saw DeMontre Jacobs pulling out on bubble screens, hitting guys in space. For a big guy to get out in space and hit a guy, one of those little DBs, that's hard for a big guy to move and still make contact with them. That was a 17-yard pickup on a bubble screen with pop. That's the stuff that should be hitting and clicking this time of year. It was 3-4 weeks ago when mutiny was supposedly happening? If that was happening, you would have lost your team by now. You would have looked like that other team. That Chicago Bear team, who is done with their coach. That team did not want to be there. And I see the effort from New England. I see it week to week. It isn't perfect. You come away pissed because they let a game or two go. That's a good win for them yesterday on the road.
Well, it also sounds
validates
like
a lot of things for them, but go ahead.
It sounds like the quarterback has taken on some sort of role in this, and there was some sort of speech that he gave on Wednesday.
Well, I saw a different quarterback in the postgame. Yeah.
Midweek, there was some sort of speech that Drake Maye had that inspired players to be better this week.
Yep.
Maybe that was some small part of it, that the quarterback already is starting to take on a leadership role and be the guy that quarterbacks need to be. Yeah. Really, the great ones are.
Yeah, he moves well in the pocket. He moves well in the pocket.
The kind of guy that other players want to play hard for and follow. And the Patriots have not had that in some time. They've not had it since they had Tom Brady.
That's good because it tells you he's feeling it. Not feeling pressure, feeling like, okay, I'm part of something here, and I got a big hand in it. Like that stuff that happened down in Tennessee showed you the kid could carry a team in a game. For a 22-year-old to do that, it's pretty impressive. And he came in. He said, "Hey, put your phones down, put your iPads down. Let's give it here for the defense." Nobody's clapping. I said,
phones down, notepads down real quick. Clap it up for the defense, man. Clap it up. Somebody else clap up. There we go. Appreciate you. There we go.
So,
That was you?
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy. I appreciate that. Like, come on, man. Help the kid out. He's trying to be something different.
Maybe not the setting for like can you guys please clap for the defense?
Yep.
That's not their job.
His point is, I know it's not, but his point, and you got
I like it though. It's bold.
You got a
It's bold
22-year-old
move.
kid trying to deflect. Everybody wants to talk about him and the game and the quarterback. You're the quarterback, and how are you compared to Caleb? 1 versus 3. He knew going in to that post game that defense had 9 sacks. They shut down the run. They shut down the pass. They put a 3 on the board for me. They made my job easy today, even when I struggled in the first half. And he struggled in the first half, but he turned it around. And that's another good thing. Mayo complimented both coordinators. They all coach that other team. Here you are, 10 weeks in now. You're starting to see it turn a little bit. Just saying. It's one of those games you look back to like, oh, that's where they saved their jobs. Alex Van Pelt, that was a step forward to saving his job. But I don't know how you can look at it any other way. He put a good game plan together. Now, are there times they still have guys in the same area? Yeah. Like that scramble and that one in the end zone, you got Pope there. There's Pop there. I mean, it was K.J. Osborne stepped out of bounds. There's Hunter Henry underneath him. Too many guys in one spot. But you still almost pulled it out. Still almost had a touchdown there. As bad as that play construction was.
But again, that first quarter for Drake Maye was brutal. That was a brutal first quarter.
He's not seeing the field well. I told Bob, I said, it's not the same right now.
He got off to a horrible start in this game.
Yeah.
And it didn't rattle him. It didn't knock him down.
He doesn't get rattled.
It didn't take him out of the game. And in the second quarter, it was as if none of that had happened. And all these things that you say about Drake Maye, he's poised. He's got, the good head. He's got the quarterback leadership abilities. I thought all of it showed in this game. All of it. And the coaching was better in this game. We haven't even talked about the defense yet. The coaching was better in this game.
Yeah.
I thought it was a big step forward for this team. I know the Bears suck. Yep, they could fire their coach in 5 minutes. They could. He could be out the door. But they took advantage of a bad team.
Yeah.
They corrected their mistakes in the middle of the game against a bad team.
Yeah.
They rebounded against a bad team. Fine, it's a bad team. They're a bad team. They don't have a lot of talent. I don't know if you know that. They don't exactly have a great roster.
Nope.
But they did things with that roster yesterday that made it work for a day, and we haven't seen a lot of that this year.
Nope.
This, to me, is their best win so far of the 3 that they've got. This is the best one, the most satisfying one, the one you can look at and say there are elements and characteristics of this that could legitimately carry over. More so than Cincinnati. I know we looked at Cincinnati and you're thinking that's a good team, and they beat them by being well coached. Nah, did they? They didn't commit a lot of mistakes in that game, but the way they moved the ball was by running a million times with Ramondre Stevenson. Right? And what did we say? And what did Gerard Mayo say? It's not a sustainable way to win games. And I believe him. I think he's right. The way they won yesterday, that's a sustainable way to win some ball games against the bottom half of the league. And they've got more of those games coming up.
It's a bunch of teams at 2 and 3 wins. Yep.
And so to me, that one looks more sustainable. Because on that drive, they're actually moving the ball by throwing the football. Hooper, man, do I love Hooper. This guy's great. And Hooper had a big catch in the first quarter. He had another one on that touchdown drive. You had the catch and run by Pop on that drive, which I really liked. There was a lot to like about that drive. And again, to be able to spike the football and get the field goal at the end of the half. That's coaching. That's having your crap together. And they had it together yesterday. Let's talk about the defense. Where's Pearl? Is Pearl going to call us today?
Clap it up for the defense, man.
Yeah, clap it up for the
Somebody
defense.
Else clap up. There we go.
I'm guessing we're going to hear from our caller Pearl today about Brendan Schooler. I'm guessing that's going to be
Big day for him.
I'm guessing that's going to be on the rundown today.
We're 10 games in. We haven't had one flag on Schooler like losing his mind. Like remember last year, like he snapped like 10 times, like fighting after the whistle, bitching at the refs.
You think Elliott Wolf is peacocking today after signing that Schooler contract?
You know what? He was standing outside the buses a little bit longer.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Was he?
Hands in his pockets.
All right.
Drake Maye and
Handing out copies of the book.
I would too. Hey, so where's
Cornerstone of the
that book?
franchise.
Oh, you bring that book for me to sign.
He's signing 8x10s. Hand them out to everybody who gets on the bus.
Don't be a dick.
That was another C. See, Brandon Schooler's pretty good.
Yep. You didn't see the guy with the long blonde hair wearing 41 up on the edge who's never up on the edge? Well, actually, he's never on defensive units. The radio color guy recognized it right away, but Chicago Bear offense couldn't. Like, Jesus, coaching. Like, right away, there's your indicator he's up. Oh, man, they're using him as a spy. He's not in coverage. He's a spy guy. That's what special teamers do. Tacklers. They're good tacklers. So you get a good athlete on the field, give him an assignment, give him one job to do, spy the quarterback, and then go kill the quarterback. That's it. Good little wrinkle. Really good little wrinkle. So they've been working on that, though. Longhorn package.
That's what they're calling
I
it.
guess he went to Texas, huh? Huh.
Schooler.
All right.
Schooler obviously has good speed.
Yeah. Good instincts to tackle. Sure.
Sure.
He's a gunner.
They needed someone to spy him, and they used him. And who do we give the credit to? Is it Mayo or is it DeMarcus Covington? Is it both? Who gets the credit for this?
Probably a little bit of both. Because I think if you're the head coach with defensive influence and you meet with your defensive staff, say, hey DeMarcus, we got to come up with a wrinkle here because of the type of quarterback we're playing against. Like, right? He likes to break the pocket when he's at his best. It's when the play breaks down. I think Caleb Williams is better under duress than he is in the pocket. He looks lost in the pocket. I don't know if he progresses. I don't think he goes through his progressions. You know, he start what? And I asked, I think it was Wise. I asked, did he start watching the rush? They're like, yeah, definitely did. Definitely did. Because the rusher's seeing it. Once you get sacked 7 times, I'm sure you're going to start staring at the rush. Then for a total of 9. 9 sacks on that guy. I mean, they went after him.
5 plays he had, Schooler?
It was on one hand. Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
It's 5.
It wasn't a lot. Yeah.
Based on, I'll double check. Hold on. I got it. Give me a second.
I got it here, too.
You got it there? Where is it? Where's his name? Yeah, 5.
There it is.
8%. That is 8% of the defensive snaps in the game. 5 snaps on defense. Meaningful 5 snaps.
Yeah.
Impactful 5 lousy snaps. But from the perspective of seeing something on tape, drawing up a wrinkle in the game plan, going into the game knowing you're going to do that, have we seen that from this team this season?
Nope. I saw new things on both defense and offense this game.
And this is why I feel like this was a step forward kind of day for them. That they've got coaches that might just have a clue. That have the ability to game plan and have the ability to find weaknesses in the other team and use their crappy roster that they've been handed to the best of their ability. They did that yesterday.
Chicken salad.
You've got to maximize what you've got on the roster. And yesterday felt like a day that they did that.
Yeah.
And that to me is good coaching. And they had their act together.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when this year's over, Mayo's going to sit down and look at it and self-scout because he's a smart guy. Like, what do we do well? What do we not do well? I'm sitting here and I'm observing my coaches. Here you are 10 weeks in. Maybe there's some coach separation going on here. Maybe somebody who came up with that. Maybe it wasn't even DeMarcus or Gerard. Maybe it was Pellegrino. Who knows? Could be the linebacker. Could have been Dante Hightower for what we know. I don't know. But you're going to start determining who do I want to stay and who do I want to go. Meaning coaches. Because you're dealing with 20. You don't always retain all 20. And that's very rare. You know, one guy will leave and one guy will go and one guy's a 1-year guy and you might want to make a change at some point with some guy. But this is the point where 10 games in, we start to see who's having impacts on our team. Not only players, but coaches. You got to scout that too. You got to do all that self-scouting stuff when the season's over as to who's going to stick. But you're right. It's at this point when you're a 2-win team, And you see these other teams that really, don't have the energy that you have, but they might be more talented, and you can hang with them, and you make a play or two, and you can beat them. This team's not quitting. They're not quitting on him. That's a good thing for him.
They have not quit.
Nope.
They and in a lot of ways they look revitalized yesterday. They're a much better team this week than they were last week.
It's weird, and I thought Keon White gave you a pretty good look in as to what's going on yesterday, and he said, "Hey,
you got another fine this week, by the way."
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, but he was saying
he was at the podium. He's one of the guys they brought in. He goes, "Hey, to be frank here, we got a lot of guys playing out of position all year, and you think this is the final product? No." He goes, "What you're seeing is us starting to come together and starting to grow together and figure it out," which tells you early in the year they didn't know what the hell some of these guys were doing. That's a pretty good look in right there for a second-year player that I don't think really cares what he says. He gives you a good look in as to what's going on, meaning he's not protecting anything. Yeah, we're starting to come together, and you're seeing it. Also, somebody asked him, I think, well, what's with the quarterback? I don't know. You watch again. What was with the quarterback pressures? It's like one of those guys, too. And like, oh, boy, here we go. He's got that snap ability. Like, I'm like,
yeah. Well, he needs to rein it in because he took another fine for a horse collar tackle in the Tennessee game. He continues to do things that get him in trouble with the league.
Yeah.
He says he's just not going to change the way he plays.
Well, keep paying. They're going to keep finding you because they're not going to change. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Credit to the Patriots defense, but let's be honest here too. The Bears offense is a disaster right now. They haven't scored a touchdown in their last 23 drives. I mean, a lot of that, and look, you took care of business. You did what you're supposed to do against the Bears team, but that whole operation right now is in shambles.
So which side of the ball are you happier with yesterday?
Defense.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you put a 3 on the board, you can be dysfunctional on offense and still find a way to get a touchdown.
I saw more new things out of the offense.
They're more innovative.
Like the offense is definitely taking a stride, whereas defense, I was happy with the coaching before the game began with the Schooler wrinkle.
Yeah.
Like that I'm happy with. But I'm still more pleased with the progress of the offense. I am.
Giles Harris getting activated before the game with Wilcox. Like, they're down so many backers that you're trying to mix and match stuff up front. Hey, another good day for Gonzalez. Again, they got those 3 receivers. You've got Keenan Allen. You've got DJ Moore. You got Rome Odunze. You've got Kyle Kmet. Like, they've got players.
Cole Kmet.
Cole
That's
Kmet.
good.
They got players. Like, that's something you could saddle up with the number 1 pick.
Do they like their quarterback, though?
I don't.
Do they like their quarterback?
Dude, what should I say? I'm not watching.
I mean, he gets killed, and it's Anthony Jennings that's helping him up off the. That's not great. There's something wrong with that team.
They're a sorry ass. He
looks like a pissed off 6-year veteran.
Caleb Williams.
Like their body language.
Second he gets to the sideline, helmet's off, head up in the air, looking around. Takes him a while to get to the bench. Then he gets the tablet. Then he's looking over at the game. Nobody's really dealing with him. You see Waldron come in and they talk a little bit, but they're not walking it through. There's something off with him.
Yes. There's always been something off with him. And yesterday...
Good luck, Chicago.
Yesterday only reaffirmed my belief.
You got the right guy.
And that the Patriots, and I was saying this the night they got drafted, so this is not after even having seen any of them play in the NFL. The night they all got drafted, I said, I believe in the end Drake Maye will put together the best career out of the 3 guys.
Yeah, he did.
And I think if you look at it, I know it's still early. We're only halfway through a season. But picks 2 and 3 are looking a lot better than pick 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it was a stretch to think that picks 2 and 3 could look a lot better than pick 1. There were serious concerns about the makeup of Caleb Williams coming out. And now he's been put into a bad situation and no protection. And I think some of those qualities are starting to show. He's just
very unenthused warm-up.
He's not equipped to deal with the adversity.
But we're talking about
adversity. I don't know where his mom's season tickets are, but if they're not in the front row, maybe he's having a hard time. I know you can't say. I know it's not politically correct to talk about it anymore. Can't talk about Caleb Williams crying to his mother in the front row. I know we can't talk about that.
Okay.
Mental health and everything now. But if you didn't think that was a little off for a guy who's about to play in the National Football League,
There's signs,
one of the most dangerous
there's signs and
sports
everything.
going,
There's signs and everything.
whatever.
Yep. I'm with you. I don't know what to say about him, but there's something that's a little bit off. And you see this with all positions. Like, tell this corner was supposed to be great and all of a sudden, but he thinks he's God's gift to football, and just sort of flames out. Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.